Hi, welcome back again. We're continuing this just wave after wave of argument, just a continual, onslaught against our tendency to worry by Jesus Christ, and I hope you're feeling the weight of all this. And so I want to continue on with this. I think there's one more powerful argument here that Jesus makes, and then we're going to get into the rest of the passage where he puts something in front of us that makes these arguments work, you might say. And so I'm picking up here in verse 29, and it says, "And do not seek what you are to eat and what you are to drink, nor be worried." Now, what Jesus is saying is not that you don't prepare your food and eat and live your life and provide for yourself and go to college or get a trade or whatever. He's not saying just sit around and wait for it to come to you. He's making a very important point. He's using a word, seek. He's saying, do not seek it. And that word means more than just simply plan for it or work for it. It means that your heart is set on it. It means that it's you're seeking, in the sense that the word is used repeatedly about seeking God. It's seeking his kingdom. It's about ask and seek and knock and you will find. And so it's a word that communicates the idea that you're on a search for. It's your life. It's your treasure. You're seeking it with all your heart. And so he says, don't set your heart on these things as something that you identify as your life goal, to seek these things or be worried. Now, here's the reason that he gives, and this is a very important reason. In verse 30, he says, "For all the nations of the world seek after these things." Now, that's really interesting. What he's saying is, look, I'm your God, and I'm telling you, Jesus is saying, God is your Father, and he's telling you, don't set your heart on these things as the most important thing in your life. Why, Jesus? Why should I not do that? Well, here's why. Because that's what people who don't have a loving Father do. That's pretty interesting. In fact, Jesus goes on to say, and your Father knows that you need them. Now, the nations, as he describes here, the nations of the world, their religions were very different than Christianity. In fact, you might say that their religions were basically about seeking things like what they were going to eat and what they were going to drink. There were fertility gods. There were gods that they worshiped to cause it to rain. There were gods that caused their crops to grow. In fact, the whole pagan worship system was simply about getting the gods to, give them what they need. And so it was a very mechanical relationship. It was a business transaction. You did this for the gods, and they would do this for you and give you what you need. And what Jesus is saying here is that when you worry about what you're going to need, when you seek it, when you set your heart on it, you're falling into a kind of paganism, and you're forgetting that you have a Father in heaven. Now, that's where I think we've been trying to get to all along, is to realize that you can't do this without a Father. This doesn't work, quote unquote, without God being your Father through Jesus Christ. And so when he says, all the nations of the world seek after these things, he says, your Father knows that you need them. Your Father's different than all the religions of the world, in the sense that he's a Father. He's not just your God, he's your Father. And fathers know how to take care of their kids. Hopefully they know how to give good gifts to their kids. But this Father definitely knows how to give good gifts to his children. And so that's one of the most powerful arguments that Jesus makes here, is that when you think that you need to seek, you need to set your heart on, you need to give the best part of your life to trying to get the things that you need, you're no longer trusting your Father in heaven to give you those things. And Jesus wants to free us to be able to trust our Father in heaven. He wants to free us so that he can take that energy and take that time and take those resources and use them for something else. And we'll look at that in the next devotion. Thanks for watching.